Hey guys, today is day 2 of studying the Hiragana alphabet, and we are starting with the T line of those 5 letters, and these are ta, chi, tsu, te, and to. And as you can see, chi and tsu are kind of the outliers here of our series. You would normally think that this would be t and tu, but they're a little different, and we'll address those when we get there. But let's first learn these as we go along. So we have here ta, and the way I remember this is very simply, I just imagine this as a T and an A, and that's how I remember ta, because it's written just like that. And the Romaji is TA, and the sound is ta, like tada, it's very similar. And we see in the words for bamboo, which is take, or the word for to eat, which is taberu, and it's very, very easy, very simple. Let's remember, ta. Then we have chi, and chi is like in cheap. It's just CHI for the Romaji, and we get this in the words chizu for map, or chisai for small. And we can see it written there, chi. And it just looks like the number 5, right? It's very simple, chi. The way I remember this one is in Dragon Ball, which is an anime, they talk about chi, and I imagine this is like a person and their leg kicking, like in the motion of a kick. And that's how I remember it, just 5, right? Chi. And this is tsu. Tsu is a little hard to do for English. Imagine like you're hitting like a hi-hat of a drum, like tss, 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 like that sound, but then you add the sound, so tsu. And we have it, it's like in catsuit, right? Catsuit, tsu. And Romaji, TSU, for, we see this in moon, suki, tsuki. So it's not suki, right? It's not suki, it's tsuki. I know it's like a very subtle difference, but it's there. So this is a little hard, and it's a little harder for native English speakers. Then we have this te, just like in tempo, te, written TE, and we see te also means hand, and tenki means weather. And then we have to, and you're going to see this very often, this symbol, to, because it's also used for the conjunction in Japanese. So it's like used for and. Listing a bunch of words or things or objects, you would use to. So we see to as in tomato. We see this with the word friend, which is tomodachi. Tomodachi. To. So now we're going to shuffle these up as we normally do and try to practice these sounds together. Okay. Let's go through. This is tsu. Right, remember this. I kind of remember it's, again, like a punching, but it doesn't have the top, and that makes the T sound. I imagine it's almost like a hi-hat, right, with the drums. Do you remember this one? Te, right, as in tempo. Te. The way I kind of remember this is like, it almost looks like a tower. Te. I don't know if that helps, but that's just how I do it. I don't know if that's actually helpful at all. This is, looks like a 5. Do you remember? This is chi. Chi. Go through. This one's very easy to remember, I think. This one is ta. Ta. This one is a conjunction. It combines two words together. It's to. To. Okay, so let's mix this up one more time, and we'll go through, try to be a little bit faster. Ta. To. Tsu. Te. Chi. Let's do that backwards. Chi. Te. つ、と, ta. Now we're going to do this one more time, but we're going to mix these in with the letters that we learned on day 1. So this one we remember as a house key, ki. Ke, to, i, sa, se, so, u, e, o, ka, ta, te, chi, a, tsu, ko, shi, su, ku. Now let's practice writing the letters in the order that we see them. So we'll go by stroke order and study here for ta. We go across kind of at an angle 1, down at an angle 2, and then 3 and 4. So let's practice. We go 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. Do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And one more time. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Very simple. And this is 4 strokes. Now let's move on to chi, which is just 2 strokes, even though it looks like a lot more. So we go 1 across at an angle, and then 2 slanted, and then come back around. So let's try that. 1 across, 2 at an angle, and then back around. It kind of looks like the number 5. 1 across, 2 down, and then back around. Sorry, that's a little too large, but you get what I'm saying. And then let's do one more. 1 across, 2 down, and back around. Perfect. That's chi. And now we have su. And su is really simple, really easy. I'm not going to spend much time on it just because it's just one easy stroke. And again, it's like that punching sound, su. And again, su. And one more time, su. So now we have te. And te is a little awkward, a little strange. Sometimes it almost looks flat, but it's supposed to go up at an angle and then back down around. So we'll have to kind of like follow that and understand this goes up a bit at an angle and then back down around. Up at an angle and then back down around. Up at an angle and then back down around. I'm kind of, this is a bit too much, but I just want you to see that it's not a straight flat. It's got a bit of a curve. There you go. And that is te. So lastly, we have to. And to is a bit awkward. Sometimes I go past or go over. You don't want to do that. You don't want to look like an X. You want it to be very smooth. But it's across 2 strokes. So we go 1 down like this, and then we go around like that. And it's just as simple. Sometimes I've seen this a bit more, so you can kind of like tell where it's a bit more on top, like it's almost straight down. But this is the more appropriate symbol here. So let's kind of practice. 1, and then 2. Then 1, and then 2. 1, and then 2. So you see sometimes I mess up and I go a little bit too far. Just pay attention to that and watch out for that. So now let's practice as we pull our cards. So the first one here is tsu. And if you remember, that one's the simpler one. It's got like that punching motion to it. And that is just tsu. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Roughly. I think I'm a little too tight, but you get the symbol. The next one we pulled is te. And remember, te is a little awkward. We see that it goes upward at a slant, and then it comes back around, right? And that's te. Up at a slant, and then back around. Up at a slant, and then back around. That's what we see. Exactly. Te. So the next one we pulled is chi. If you remember, chi is a one that kind of looks like the number 5. And we start with going across, usually at an angle. It's a bit of an angle. We start, one stroke is across, and the second stroke, which is everything else, starts down and then around. So we go across, down, and then around. And that is, of course, is that right? Let's double check. So I'm trying not to reveal the others. And yes, spot on. Chi. So now we have to. The next one we pulled was to. So let's look at to. If you guys already know it, go ahead and practice and write it yourself. But remember, to is a little awkward. It's the one used for conjunction. So we go down, and then we come around, right? And this is really bad, but you get what I'm saying. Down, and then around. Down, and then around. That's really bad. But yeah, you get it. It's probably more up here. Yeah, there we go. And is that right? Let's see. Close enough. Sorry, guys. I'm so bad at this. I'm learning with you guys. And then the last one we pulled is ta. And I think ta is actually the easiest one. It just has the most strokes. But it's very easy to visually remember because it looks just like ta in the Latin. So we go across. Remember, we start with the cross. Then we go down. It's a stroke order for the T. And then top. And then fourth, bottom. And that's ta. The next letters we work on is the N-line series. And these are the 5 sounds that start with the N. So it's na, ni, nu, ne, no. And here we'll start with na. So the way I remember na, which is kind of all over the place, is that personally I kind of see a face. Like I see the brow and then the other eye. And then I see this kind of coming down, like being the nose. And this is like someone sticking their tongue out at you. And to me, that I can remember that by saying like, oh, na, 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 na. You know, when you make fun of someone, you stick your tongue out at them. I don't know if that helps for you guys. Again, I'm sure you can look up better like mnemonics for this. But that's how I remember it. And it is na, as in natsu. And it is the same sound as in not, na. And then I have ni. Ni as in the word for niku, which means meat. And I like to imagine this one kind of as a kneecap, where this is like the side of the knee, and this is like the kneecap itself, like the whole. Like this is like the leg and then the kneecap. And that's usually how I remember it. It's just 3 strokes. Not too bad. Use all the time. This one is by far the most difficult. I don't have any system to help you with figuring this one out. This one's nu, as in new, of course. We see this in nuno and nusumu. Yeah, I mean, good luck. You kind of just have to know this one. It's so many swirls. We start with 1, and then the second one has just 2 swirls in it. But it's just such a weird shape. You got to just become familiar with it. And we'll practice with our writing on this one. And this one is ne, as we see in the word neko, which is a very common Japanese word. It means cat. And the way I remember this letter is I imagine a cat. So this is a little difficult because we know the first stroke is going to be straight down. So I imagine it's kind of like a post that a cat scratches. And then around there's this zagging tail and then a head with a paw coming off. And I don't know if there's like a better way to envision the cat, but this is how I do it. It is a very swirly, fun. Imagine just the tail kind of jerking and then the hunchback of the cat and then the head down with the paw out. It's just easier for me to remember it that way. And of course, this kind of makes an N shape as well for neko. It's very, very simple. And then this is no. And for me, this is really simple because it's all 1 stroke, and I just imagine it like a circle with a cross through it, which you would see like in a sign that tells you like no and stop, right? This is how I imagine it. Imagine it as a circle. It's not totally complete, and then a cross going through. So it's a cross and then doing the circle around. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice with these for a little bit. We'll mix these up and we'll try our best. Do you remember this one? We use this for the kneecap, and that's right, it's knee. This one we imagine the face sticking its tongue out, and it's na. This one's the really hard one that I don't know how to explain. It's something that's really new to the eyes. That's right, it is nu. And this one we imagine as a cat kind of swirled. Cat's also known as a neko. And that's right, it is ne. And this one we imagine as a line through a circle telling you no. No, don't do that. No. Okay, we'll go faster again, one more time. All right, ready? Let's go. Nu. Ni. No. Na. Ne. Let's do that backwards. Ne. Na. No. Ni. Nu. And now we will do this with the cards that we already learned. I. A. Se. So. Ni. Su. Ne. Ko. Shi. Su. Ku. Ki. Ke. Ta. No. To. Nu. Chi. Te. Sa. U. Na. E. O. Ka. Now we will practice writing the letters so that we know the stroke order and how things go. So this is na. This has the most strokes of this line, and it is of course going to be the face. We go 1 across, 2 down slanted, 3 for a floating stroke, and then 4 is going to be straight down with a twirl at the end. So let's go ahead and practice that. So we'll go 1 across, 2 down, floating swirl, straight down, and then around. This is really bad, but you'll get the hang of it, I hope. 1 across, 2 down, 3 floating stroke, straight down, and then around. One more time. 1 across, 2 down. It's a little too straight, but you'll get the hang of it. 3 floating stroke, too high, 3 floating stroke, and then straight down, and then around. Let's do it one more time. Cross, 2 down, 3 floating stroke, straight down, and then around. And that is na. So now we have ni. And I like to remember this as like a leg and then the kneecap, right? So we go down, kind of give it a little flick. We go up, 2 and 3. So we go kind of curved too. We go down, curved, 2 and 3. We go down, curved, 2 and 3. It's a little bit more dramatic, but I just want you to just kind of see. Down, curved, 2 and 3. As I do these letters, I hope you guys are writing along and practicing, because really it's the action of doing it that cements it. So again, this is the new, and this one's really hard. So we're gonna do maybe five times, because that's what builds up the kind of the muscle memory, but the movement as well. So we go down with one stroke, and then we do 2 loops, right? So we go 2, kind of starting where the 1 is, around, loop, and around, and loop one more time. And it is a mess. So we'll go down, starting again at the top, going about halfway through, around, and one more. And then we go 1, 2, around, and one more. This is just a hard shape. You just got to practice this one. I have no idea how to really do it. I'm not going to give you much advice or flack if you struggle just as much as I do. So we go down, second one goes through, back around, and then a swirl at the end. Okay. And that is new. The ne is a little bit easier because it's so much like a normal N, but we just go straight down. So let's start. We go 1, and the 2 is kind of just a little bit zigzag through, down, back, and then we go around and swirl. And that is ne. So again, 1, zigzag through, around, and swirl. 1, zigzag through, and around, and swirl. 1, zigzag through, and around, and swirl. And the last one, no, is just so easy that I love it. We're just gonna do a cross and then around like a circle. Just don't fill it all the way in. So down and then around, top, just like that. Down and around, top, and just like that. Down, around, just like that. And that is no. Okay, so let's go ahead and do as we normally do, put them in the flashcard symbols, and then try to draw them from memory. So the first one we pulled is knee. So remember this is the kneecap symbol, curved down, a little flick, and then top, and then bottom. And is that right? Yes, that's about right. So the next one is ne. And this is just like neko, or the cat. So we go straight down with one stroke, and we zigzag through, and then we come back around, and we give a little bit of a swirl. And is that right? It sure is. So the next one is no. And no is one of my favorites, super easy. It just looks like a cross through a circle, down, over top, back around. We just kind of connect that. And that is that correct? Yes, spot on. So the next one is na, and na is the hardest one, has the most strokes, it's 4 strokes. But remember, it looks like a face that's sticking its tongue out. So we go across, down, floating stroke, straight down, and then around. Across, down, floating stroke, straight down, and around. Just like that. Perfect. And the last one is new. And new is so hard, guys. You might just want to practice this one for a little bit. We go down 1. Our first stroke is down 1. We start 2 kind of the same height. We cross through. We loop around. We go around and do one more loop. So we, again, 1, cross down, loop around, and do one more loop. And that is new. Very, very awkward, very hard. You just got to practice that one. This is the last series of letters we'll study today, and it's the H-line series. It's ha, he, f, he, ho. So as you notice, this one is a little strange. So some tend to write it as HU, and some write it as FU. And it really depends on the accent. Oh, I got a bug on me. I don't know where that came from. It really depends on the accent. But really, it's not a h or h sound. It's kind of a soft blowing sound. It's like h, h. And you use it You know, I would almost say it really depends on the region. In some areas of Japan, it sounds more like a f, and other times it sounds more like a h, but it's f. I don't know if that's clear enough on the audio to pick up, but that's the system. We have these, and these are a little hard. Ha and ho look very similar. So we're going to have kind of a structure for how we deal with those, but we're going to kind of practice these. We're going to go through each one and try to come up with a system to memorize these. So this is ha, and the way I try to remember ha is I imagine it as like this is a mouth and this is a brow, and these are two hands going up in the air. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's like a face and two hands up in the air. And it's like a guy laughing, ha ha ha, and his hands are like up in the air, so excited. And I don't know if that communicates well, but that's how I remember ha, as in hana, for flower. Then we have he. And I imagine this as just a smile. You know, we kind of top down, go around, and then down. But this is just a smile for hee, like hee. You're kind of smiling. You're not really mouth open laughing. Just a subtle laugh, a giggle. And this, of course, is fu. And the way I remember this is a bit more complicated. I try to imagine this as like a puffer fish and whiskers coming off. And, you know, it's like 1, and then the puffer fish shape, and then 3 and 4. But this is still a pretty difficult shape. Fu. And then all the particles I kind of imagine as this like a gust of wind blowing, and this is like random debris flying around. It's a very blowing sound, you know. This is he, and this is pretty easy to remember. I try to imagine it like an arrow. It's a little longer, but if you had an arrow or waypoint to point to here, you know, here is he. So I imagine that as that. So I imagine that as an arrow. He. And then for this, ho, I imagine it as a home or a house. And I try to imagine, it's very similar to ha, but we're going to have an extra top for the roof. Right? That's how I imagine it. This is like the structure of the building and the top and the roof. Okay, so let's go through this. So for ha, we're going to write it straight down, ha, across, and then around. Kind of easy to remember. Straight down, across, down, and around. Straight down, across, down, and around. Then he is like hee. We're a little top, kind of almost flat, but a little angled. Then around, back up, and then down. And that's he. So angled a little bit, all the way around, back up, and then down. So angle up a little bit, all the way around, and then down. And then fu is a little bit harder. I mean, it's pretty hard. But we're going to go top, and then middle, and then the sides. Okay. So we do floating stroke, top, kind of like that. And then the middle, imagine it like it's a gust of wind pushing everything. And then we'll do the sides. Like that. So again, top, middle, gust of wind pushing everything around, and then sides. So top, middle, gust of wind, and then the sides. That was really bad, but you get it. This is just because there's so many floating strokes, it's really hard to get them all at the same like size. And this is he, as in here, he, and it's just an arrow that goes a little bit further down. It's an arrow that goes a little bit further down. Kind of imagine like you're going down a slope. Now the last one, again, it's so close to ha, but the difference is we have a bit more of a structure like a home. So we go side, and then top, and then all the way down. Side, top, and all the way down. Side, top, and all the way down. All right, so let's go ahead and try to practice drawing these in random order. So the first one we have is he. And he, remember, we imagine it as he, like a smile. And that's just across, all the way around, and then down. Across, all the way around, and then down. Is that right? Yes. Probably go down a bit more. We have he. Remember, he, we kind of imagine as here, you know, it's like a waypoint arrow. But it goes down and slopes a little bit more. So we have up, and then it goes down a little bit. Up, and it goes down a little bit. And that is he. So next one is ho, as in home or house. And so we imagine this one as the home. We have the left side wall. We have the roof. The other, the bottom, like imagine this is the bottom of the home. And we go all the way down and around. Ho. As in home. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope it does. Is that right? Sure is. Then we have ha. And remember, we imagine this as like ha ha ha, like someone laughing, right? Just like home, but instead it's just one stroke. We go down, go across, and then all the way around. Kind of looks like a face with someone's hands up, right? Down, across, all the way around. And the last one we got here is fu. And fu, of course, is the hardest one. So it's just top, and then all the way around, like we got a gust of wind for debris. And 3 and 4. So top, all the way around, like we got a gust of debris. 3 and 4. Is that right? Kind of. Close enough. So now we're going to combine all the cards we've learned so far, which is about 30 letters, and we're just going to practice them. We're just going to go all the way through. We're going to mix them up, and we're going to just see what we know, what we don't know, and just get them familiar with us. All right, you guys ready? We'll go quickly through. Ki, ke, ta, to, chi, te, sa, u, e, hi, o, na, ka, no, ne, nu, he, so, ho, ni, se, a, i, su, ko, shi, su, ku, ha, fu, hu. All right, and that's it for today. Guys, please be sure to practice these sounds and letters, practice writing them. Make sure that you're very familiar with these, because as we keep going, it's just going to get more and more, and we're going to be going back through quite a few times. So just keep practicing, and by the end of the week, trust me, you'll be so good with these, you'll be able to recognize them so well that you'll never need to go back through and learn hiragana again. We can start learning Japanese words, and you'll be able to read them completely perfectly. All right, guys, thank you for watching.